Good day, my plant foldies. This is Richie at GrowFolds, and this will be my second installment for PlantCon 2025 in Dallas, Texas. So definitely take a look at this detailed walkthrough, and I really appreciate y'all just tuning in and watching my PlantCon content for Dallas, Texas. As y'all know, I was part of the Creator Collective, which was a team of individuals that made content. So this is just another installment, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Again, please make sure you press the thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself, and I will see you on this walkthrough. Yeah. So I was actually going the backwards way in terms of presenting this content. I should have included this clip, but this is me on my way to the opening reception for PlantCon, which was actually on Friday. I had just gotten off work and I was rushing to try to get there so I could meet up with the Creator Collective. Again, this is a brand new team that was formed by PlantCon that consisted with several talented and creative content creators. So I was super excited to go down to Dots out in Deep Ellum. So that's in downtown Dallas for those that are not aware of the location. But as you can see right here, I just got off on the Dallas North Tollway and it was just horrendous traffic. So I'm not the best driver, so I was a little bit more cautious about just driving in general. But I definitely made it to the event, but it was a bit of a drive for sure since I am based out in North Dallas. And it is party time. You're on the Beat by DJ Bang Beats is actually the soundtrack that is playing currently on this video. So shout out to my musical composer DJ Bang Beats of Houston, Texas. But as you can see right here, plant foldies, I have made it to Deep Ellum and we are going to the opening reception for PlantCon 2025 at Dots location. I ended up picking up my PlantCon goodie bag with my name badge and just swagger for PlantCon. So this is a little bit out of sync with how I'm presenting this content, but I went ahead and took my bag, brought it back to my car, and then eventually went back to the venue and I was able to meet with the Creator Collective. But you already know I look for Aglaonemas wherever I go. For those who are new to the channel, I call my viewers and subscribers plant foldies. Welcome, my name is Richie and I'm also addicted to Aglaonema because I am trying to hashtag popularize Aglaonema. So this Aglaonema BJ Friedman was actually at Dots. It was a bar in Deep Ellum and I had a lot of fun just getting to know the people out behind PlantCon, the vendors and the VIP pass. As you can see right here, I had to take the Kane Wayne music out because of copyright purposes. So I'm just gonna leave this track here, but let's just say that I had too much fun acting a fool, dancing to these line dances right here. I mean, we are in Dallas, Texas. As you can see, this is just a clip of some of the Creator Collective series. So Eric, Shatara, Peyton, Fidel, myself, we were just missing Nigel in this little actual, I don't even want to know what to call it, but our little line dance. So let me know in the comment section what you think. All right, plant foldies. So the turn up was real for PlantCon opening reception. Again, use the hashtag Creator Collective if you're going to leave any comments and love for our team. As you can see, this is day one of PlantCon Dallas 2025. This is part 2 where I am still going to do a detailed walkthrough of all of the wonderful vendors before a lot of people were let in to go shopping. So this is just an exclusive in-depth look, and we are now looking at Potted Up Paradise. This is one of my favorite vendors because, as you already know, plant foldies, I absolutely love, you guessed it, Aglaonema, and Potted Up Paradise had so many Aglaonema. What I do like about these vendor setups is each one of these vendor setups had different unique setups for sure. I really love the fact that a lot of these vendors put in so much effort to really merchandise and stylize their plants. You know, that's the thing about going shopping in general. If you ever shop at a big box store, for instance, it really depends on the organization of the plants. And you can see right here, don't panic, it's plant protection. So Potted Up Paradise actually has some beneficial bugs to help protect with these like plant pests. So I thought that was really interesting. But as you can see right here, plant foldies, look at all of the varieties of different types of plants. We've got some anthuriums, philodendron, alocasias, monsteras. Look at these beautiful mermaid cactus that we have available here. That's something that I want to get eventually. What a beautiful plant. And take a look at this. OMG. First, Aglaonema off the bat, Aglaonema pink butterfly. I love Aglaonema pink butterfly. Look at the narrow leaves of this plant. Look at the veining of this plant. And again, I'm going to equate Aglaonema as really being the opposite spectrum of, say, a trending plant such as Anthurium velvety hybrids. Let's just say that, you know, if you love bright colors, if you like something like this Aglaonema super red, you need to get into Aglaonemas. As far as the care tips, again, with Aglaonemas, they do like more fast draining soil. They almost behave like a succulent in a sense that they don't really want to stay wet for too long. I would just water them when the soil is completely dry. I would also recommend more consistent watering. So what happens is, for instance, if you have an Aglaonema that stays dry too long, what I've noticed is if you actually water it, it actually loses some of its leaves, or at least the leaves start to get like moldy for some reason. So that's one thing that I've learned in terms of Aglaonema. But Potted Up Paradise has some amazing plants, and I'm glad that we're starting off part 2 for Dallas PlantCon. Day 1, as I showcase this amazing vendor. You can see right here, this is another Aglaonema. This one is an Aglaonema China Red. I love the peach tones of that particular Aglaonema, and that really brought me so much joy to start my morning off by featuring these vendors. Look at this one right here, Aglaonema Golden Love. I love Aglaonema Golden Love just because look at that pale peach color that it has. It's definitely unique. You don't really see a lot of plants with this type of coloration. And again, these plants can tolerate lower light conditions. They are drought tolerant, so I love that as well. Also love the fact that Potted Up Paradise actually has so many different varieties of plants. You can see right here, this is a Syngonium tricolor red spot. And if you were to like rewind back in 2020 when the actual peak of growing plants was at its peak, this plant could have cost more than $1,000. I remember actually paying $300 for a 1-leaf, 1-node cutting. Since then, I have been able to propagate and multiply that plant. But as you can see right here, Syngonium Neon Robusta, and I love the fact that these vendors actually have these in 6-inch planters. I love the pink coloration of this as well. The Syngonium Ormthong. Now this one is, I believe, a Thai hybrid of some sort. Really love the variegation, and what I love about this particular Syngonium is it has large rounder leaves. Shout out to Plants by Tukta for actually gifting me one when I went to a Dallas plant swap, and that's the thing about PlantCon 2025 in Dallas, Texas. Just the amount of local plant vendors in the DFW. I was really proud to say that I'm part of the DFW plant community. It is just really exciting to see so many people gathering at a place like PlantCon and really celebrating plants, the people, the hard work that's put into it. And just a shout out to all of the plant staff. Again, I cannot thank y'all enough for working tirelessly to present an amazing show. There is a lot that goes behind it, and even me just participating in the creator collective team, the fact that we had a Zoom call and really just discussed and got to know each other was really a testament of just some of the organization piece when it comes to creating a plant show such as PlantCon International. So shout out to the PlantCon team. And you know, this is one of the reasons why I continue to show up at these plant shows, because I mean, take a look at this. There's just so many plants to take a look at. And for me, I just love the fact that if you're looking for plants, whether it is easy, beginner-friendly plants, rare or uncommon plants, and uber rare, super expensive plants, PlantCon is the show to be at. And you can see right here, we are still at Potted Up Paradise. And I just really love this vendor's organization. And I will say that putting grow lights on your shelves as far as a vendor really attracts people to come over. I think oftentimes it reminds us of our personal plant collections. I don't know about you, but my plant room actually has grow lights on the shelves, and it just gives it a better, I would say, display. But you can see that Potted Up Paradise is the place to be, especially if you're looking for aglaonemas or many varieties of plants. Look at these amazing grow lights. It kind of gives me ideas of how to present my plant and even my styling. And you can even see right here, anthuriums. You already know anthuriums are a trending plant. Anybody that you talk to at PlantCon knows of anthuriums, has really shown interest in anthuriums, and even myself. Now we're gonna walk over here, and I am really excited to talk about D&M Secret Garden plus Live with Plants. May is actually the owner of DM Secret Garden, which is basically a lot of plants focusing on Japanese pothos. I remember seeing her booth last year at Dallas PlantCon 2024, and I fell in love with all of these Teruno pothos plants, Epipremnum aureum, and other tropical plants. So this one right here is another amazing booth. She is also selling Sarut of Live with Plants, plants from Thailand. And so we're actually gonna go ahead and pick up one of the aglaonema that I meant to buy and pick up from Sarut when PlantCon 2025 in New York City happened. Unfortunately, my flight was canceled on my way to the airport, so I could not fly out to New York City PlantCon, which I am really disappointed. But you know what? Sometimes things happen for a reason, and you just have to keep moving and chugging along. But you can see right here, this is the Aglaonema Wagyu. I ended up getting this super rare aglaonema from Sarut. This one is $200. It is a little bit pricey, but just like a 5 Wagyu steak, you know, this is just the look of it. I really like this because this is actually a new aglaonema hybrid released as a 2025 new hybrid, and I'm glad that I was able to get a hold of it. The good thing about it is I was actually able to get this for a really good price. Yes, $200 is quite pricey, and some people will even say, why would you spend money, that much money on an aglaonema? Well, it's the same thing as if you were to spend money on like a variegated anthurium, variegated philodendron, variegated monstera, variegated something. It really just depends on your aesthetic, and that's the reason why I want to go ahead and put this message out. For anybody just watching and listening to me give you commentary about plants, don't let anybody dictate the kind of plants you want to collect and grow in your plant collection. It is okay to go against the grain and be excited about, say, a pothos plant. Like this one right here, this is such a beautiful Japanese Teruno pothos called Love Song. I want to get one of these. It's the variegated or the Marble Queen version of Epipremnum aureum Shangri-La. And that's the thing about D&M Secret Garden. You can buy these plants. You can get them shipped to you. May is really good about just getting all of these different varieties of pothos. She is one of the only truly licensed people to sell Japanese pothos through the Teruno World Series. So just know that you are getting these from somebody that actually has the licensing to do that. Variegated Tomathophyllum, what a beautiful plant as well. And you can just see PlantCon has so many variegated plants. I repeat, variegated plants, and this is the reason why this plant show continues to grow in popularity.
I have an Epipremnum aureum Japanese global. This one is a beautiful one. It's like a tricolor pothos plant. The thing about Japanese pothos is they are more on the slower growing pothos, but if you were to grow them outdoors in a shaded area that gets like morning light, they will grow a lot faster. This one right over here is another type of minty variegation. So I'm just gonna go ahead and continue to pan around and show you all of the beautiful variegated plants that D&M Secret Garden with Live with Plants, so roots plants. Everybody knows I talk about the Aglaonema Silver Bay, but take a look at the variegated version. This one is called Aglaonema Airport, and this one is for $80. Beautiful plant. It's actually a pretty fast growing Aglaonema considering it's variegated. And then you can see right over here, these are a combination of Live with Plants as well as Kunzo's plants. If you didn't know, we also have Kunzo's plants being sold at D&M Secret Garden. Definitely support D&M Secret Garden by following her on Instagram. You can see we've got some more variegated plants right over here. And we also have some cool swag from Kunzo's lot. So I love the fact that May was actually part of getting Kunzo to PlantCon New York City. And I hope to be able to meet the legendary Kunzo. I did want to get his Aglaonema Kunzo, but unfortunately I could not afford $800 for an Aglaonema. So again, for those that are watching this video, if you want to send a monetary tip in the form of what they call a super sticker, you can do so for any YouTube content creator. It definitely helps with the sustainability of this channel. So if you want to do that, you can press the $ and enter an amount. You can also gift a YouTube membership tier. So oftentimes I talk about joining my YouTube membership tier, which is literally for the price of a cup of coffee, only $2.99, and you will get additional channel perks as well as members only content. So definitely do that. But that is ways to support a content creator like myself via YouTube, especially since we do invest quite a bit of time, especially long format content. That's one where we definitely have to put in a little bit more effort. But at the end of the day, it is all about trying to get some awareness, and then also just to highlight the amazing vendors and plants that we have at PlantCon. So you can see right here, that is Live with Plants booth, and then we're going to continue to move on to some more of these vendors. Again, it is early in the morning when I was filming, so a lot of these vendors were still setting up, just a few last minute styling for their plant booths, but otherwise we still have some amazing plants to look at. Have another local DFW plant vendor, Blooming House Botanicals. Look at this amazing setup. It is one of my favorite setups because they just have so many varieties of plants. I love their logo and just the whole signage around it. And if you just look around here, look at all of these plants. Plant foldies. If you do not make it to a PlantCon, then you are missing out, especially Dallas PlantCon. So for those that didn't make it this year, definitely consider going next year because we have amazing local plant vendors such as Blooming Botanicals Blooming House Botanicals. And what I love about this is obviously, look at this. They also are carrying Thai Caladium hybrids. This one right here is for $50, but you can see that these are already established in their soil substrates. Now, the majority of Thai Caladium hybrids are either going to be fresh imports or ones that are already acclimated to this environment, such as this one. Here's the thing about the Thai caladium hybrids. What I love about them is they just have such a unique leaf, and it just looks like somebody painted paint on these leaves. Very beautiful. I love some of the subtleties of the color as well. Like that particular leaf looks like it is a watercolor. Now, if I were able to grow caladiums long-term indoors as an adaptable houseplant, kind of like how Proven Winners Leaf Joy mentions with some of the Proven Winners Leaf Joy hybrids that they have at those big box stores, I would totally buy it. Maybe next year, if I'm able to successfully grow these caladium hybrids, then these caladium hybrids, I will actually try and get some Thai hybrids. And then you can see right there, we've got an Aglaonema Lady Valentine. So as I mentioned earlier, a lot of vendors are actually carrying more Aglaonema, as say compared to a couple of PlantCons ago, where there's not many Aglaonema. Most vendors that carried Aglaonema were mostly the ones from overseas or international vendors that had fresh imports, but you can see that there is a rise with that. I just remember seeing this particular vendor at a plant swap out in the DFW area. So again, whenever I've gone to a PlantCon like this, it just reminds me how strong and united the Dallas Fort Worth plant community is, because even if you don't necessarily make it to PlantCon, if you're able to go to any of these DFW community events, you can see something like this, a vendor like this that has international status in terms of just the amazing variegated plants. And I say this because as I look at a lot of the plants that a lot of the DFW vendors carried, you can even see that they even have fresh imports. And if you pause the video of this video, you can see that they do have a QR code for how to acclimate fresh imports. I mean, you can see right here, we've got another variegated Alocasia, we've got some Monstera albos, we've got a lot of plants that are definitely fresh imports. And that's the thing I like about this vendor, is that this vendor is very transparent about fresh imports. There has been a rise of some debate on whether sellers in the United States should disclose whether a plant literally just traveled from Indonesia, Thailand, South America, and hasn't fully acclimated, but we're selling it as a plant that may have been acclimated, if that makes any sense. So I love the transparency that this vendor has, and this just makes me want to spend all my money at this particular vendor's booth. Blooming Botanicals definitely will grow your plant collection. So if you're looking for anything variegated, if you're looking for easy care plants, import plants, Alocasias, all of the above, you can go shopping at Blooming Botanicals. Highly recommend it. Definitely follow them on Instagram. And, you know, shout out to both of them that have always been kind to me whenever I would just string around the booth. I love the conversations I have with a lot of the local plant vendors. And so this is just such a treat for me to be able to make a very long format walkthrough. So now we're going to actually go to Raíces Plant Shop. So Raíces Plant Shop is a plant shop based out in the Houston area. I have fond memories with both of the owners, just because I remember going to another plant show out in Houston, Texas. It was actually one of my first gigs where I was able to have access to early access, and I just remember going to Raíces Plant Shop, and I remember seeing them putting up their booth. And what I love about Raíces Plant Shop is they make it look like they have a brick and mortar shop, because the way they have their shelves, the way they have their stands, and if you look very closely at their plants are actually leaf shine. They actually get their leaves to be super shiny. So there's a very meticulous and curated appearance of Raíces Plant Shop. To me, that extra effort and meticulous care makes me want to buy plants from them, particularly because you know that these plants are given the best care and love. And in terms of Raíces Plant Shop, they do have very much cost-effective plant pricing. So if you're looking for like a Syngonium or Hoyas, Philodendrons, Monsteras, those are the types of plants you can find. They've also got Syndapses like this one right here. I was super tempted to get it because it is a nice hanging basket. And again, in terms of Raíces Plant Shop, they are based in Houston. They often do plant market events as well, so it's not like you won't find them. But I also love the fact that they had a lot of plants on support trellises. So you can see right over here, we've got a variegated Hoya carrii. Absolutely love variegated Hoya carrii. And then we also have more plants right over here. Let me know in the comment section what you think, plant foldies. And if you have Instagram, please go ahead and follow Raíces Plant Shop on Instagram. Let's go ahead with every vendor that I possibly show in this PlantCon Dallas video. Let's go ahead and show some support. It is all about highlighting the individuals, their businesses, and obviously the plants. I know that I've started to show my face on YouTube and my content, but truly my format is really all about the plants and the vendors around. If you do want more info on my personal lifestyle blog, you can definitely join my YouTube membership tier where I'll be more about me. But for now, it is definitely all about the plants, all about the vendors at PlantCon Dallas. And as you can see right here, Plant Foldies, we've got another amazing vendor, Carnivero Plants. So this is another Austin-based plant nursery based out in Austin. It is owned by Drew Martinez, who happened to go to school with my brother. So it was quite interesting because I actually had the opportunity to tour and visit Carnivero Plants. And when I say they have the most extensive carnivorous plants I have ever seen in my life, that is an understatement. It was really awesome. And you know, if you're into carnivorous plants, this is I would say the primary place to go. In terms of their plants, they're super healthy. Their staff is very knowledgeable. I know that they do Instagram live selling. I think they also do Palm Street selling, but I know I've seen Drew do Instagram live selling. So if you're ever wanting to get some great deals, always tune in to these live selling events. That's where you'll get some of the amazing deals. But in terms of just carnivorous plants, we also have anthuriums. Like, take a look at this anthurium Delta Force, and it is no secret, plant foldies, I have really gotten into anthuriums. Shout out again to Caleb's Tropicals of Dallas, Texas, for really introducing me and really getting me excited about the world of these anthuriums. As you can see right here, Plant Foldies Carnivero has a business card. You feel free to hit the pause button to get all the information if you need to contact or get some plants from Carnivero Plants. Again, they have an Instagram page, so definitely follow them at Carnivero. And you can actually see all of their amazing plants. But again, Plant Foldies, I am just going to go pan around here, do a walkthrough, and just show you more of their plants. So not only do they obviously offer majority of like pitcher plants, carnivorous plants, they have an extensive collection of Aroids that they also offer, particularly anthuriums. They even have their own anthurium crosses. So that's something to definitely look at, is a lot of their Aroids, but we also have an extensive variety of different types of carnivorous plants. They also have plant accessories and even treats for your carnivorous plants. Let me know in the comment section if you do grow carnivorous plants. I don't really have a single carnivorous plant in my plant collection, but if I were to get one, I would definitely get it from Carnivero for sure, 110%. So we'll see what that looks like. And of course, I have to pan around here and show y'all the beautiful anthurium. Anthuriums reign supreme in terms of just the popularity with houseplant enthusiasts or anybody that grows plants indoors. It's definitely a living work of art, and I love, love, love just the look of the leaves. But take a look at these pitcher plants right here. Look at how large these pitchers are, and I don't know, these plants almost give me reminds me of Georgia or O'Keeffe's paintings. I just really love the look of that pitcher plant. And then you can even see right here more anthurium. So if you haven't already jumped on the anthurium bandwagon, I definitely suggest doing it. You definitely will open up a whole new world. I know that PlantCon 2025 Dallas definitely opened up a whole new world in terms of anthuriums, just because I saw so many different varieties. And what's really interesting is a lot of these anthuriums are either locally based or at least vendors that sell them from Texas. So I love the fact that I can source these out. And again, that is another reason why going to a plant show like PlantCon International, wherever it is located, you are guaranteed to have some really good plants, healthy plants, sustainably sourced plants, and you get to support local and small businesses. And that to me is really important. And also, if you want to join a community of just good vibes only, people that are friendly, willing to talk about plants, nerd about plants, PlantCon is definitely a show that you definitely need to go to. But as you can see right here, plant foldies, look at all of these amazing plants. I'm just going to continue to walk around and show this booth. Y'all already know I got to support Drew and make sure that this airtime really does showcase a lot of his beautiful plants. Now, some people will call me biased because I am featuring verdure culture again. It is a local DFW plant vendor that really does focus on a lot of like TC or tissue culture. As you can see right here, I am back at it. And the reason why I am back at showing this particular vendor is, number one, Ronald is a really good friend of mine. He is really involved in the DFW plant community. And number two, verdure culture just has good vibes only. I wanted to show you what kind of plants can come out of Dallas. And I mean, look at this. You don't necessarily need to go to an international plant show in Thailand or Indonesia to see some amazing variegated plants. And what is really exciting, and this is the reason why, again, going to PlantCon Dallas and really taking the time to do a walkthrough, I really am able to showcase just how beautiful these plants are coming out from Dallas, which makes Dallas, the DFW plant community, a little bit more competitive in terms of running a business, because you get amazing plants from verdure culture. For instance, look at these different types of Alocasias. They are super healthy. And you know what? Even talking to them, some vendors may take some of the corms out of these Alocasias. You might be lucky and get a couple of corms in these actual Alocasias, because they just leave them in there, and you might get a 2-in-1 special, a 3-in-1 special, an amazing special if you just buy from verdure culture. So to me, if you haven't already, please make sure you are following their Instagram page. I definitely want to support them. I definitely want, for those that have never heard of verdure culture, to actually follow and inquire about these plants, because if you like variegated Alocasia, variegated Philodendrons, variegated Monsteras, variegated anything. I mean, look at this Alocasia Wentii aurea, gorgeous. And I am just obsessed. Unfortunately, I cannot really grow Alocasias. I just find that they are a little bit more challenging to grow long term, at least in my space. Thankfully, I've gotten things a little bit more organized, but it is just absolutely stunning. And I am excited to hopefully get in contact with verdure culture again and be able to check out their lab and actually feature and showcase some of their processes and how they get
get their plants for the general public. So we are definitely gonna see that. So if you haven't already, plant foldies, if it's not for me, do it for the vendors. Please press the subscribe button with all the notification bell on. It definitely will keep you posted on any of the plants that you might be interested in and just this content. I've noticed that if you don't have all notifications turned on, you may not always get the notification. I am really doing my best to try to have daily content. I know that the week of PlantCon was super busy, and literally it was just physically and mentally exhausting in a good way, but I did want to just put it out there and show you that in terms of making sure you're pressing the subscribe button. But let's go ahead and continue to look at the plants. So you can see they just have an extensive setup, and I know that I showed this a little bit earlier on part 1. So if you haven't seen part 1 of this installment, definitely take a look at that. Definitely hashtag replay, team replay it, because I definitely want you to get the full experience when it comes to PlantCon Dallas. So I'm just going to go ahead and walk around here, keep showing you some of these plants. Feel free to leave in the comments section below what plants you are interested in, because you know what, they may be able to get you that plant. And again, I mean, take a look at this. So many gorgeous Alocasia. Like, I don't even know where to start, but what I do know, the best way to start is to make sure that you are actually following them on Instagram and showing that support. Like this Alocasia cuprea aurea latte. Now, moment of silence for a second. Who would not want this Alocasia? This is an uber rare Alocasia, and can you believe this is actually from a vendor out in the DFW area? And this is the reason why, again, y'all need to go ahead and just give all the love to Verdure-Culture. And no, they did not pay or sponsor me to give this blurb. It's literally because I am excited. I am proud that the DFW plant community has vendors, individuals that grow such internationally acclaimed plants. So again, plant foldies, I know I sound very overly zealous, maybe a little bit just more biased for the DFW local plant vendors, but hey, you have to represent and love your community, especially your local community. So, congratulations to Verdure-Culture. I know that they had a really good PlantCon, and I hope to continue to see their business grow and even have a bigger following of plant enthusiasts.
So plant foldies, the name of the game when it goes to verdure culture is what plant is not variegated. And that was a question I had to ask Ronald and the team over there, is because everywhere I turned, there was a variegated type of plant. They do have non-variegated plants, but that's really because they said those were the reverted plants. But even then, I always say, you know, give the green plants the love. As you can see right over here, we just have an extensive collection of different plants. Super excited to show you this. And this Alocasia serendipity, this is literally a showstopper. And what's interesting is, as soon as we let people in to go shopping at PlantCon, this instantly sold. So for the person that was walking around with this plant, congratulations, because you got an amazing plant that I'm sure everybody wants. I definitely wanted it. I definitely created some content. So if you haven't already, definitely check out my Instagram page at GrowFolds. Follow me. You'll see me doing a runway walk with that particular plant. So as you can see right here, plant foldies, we're going to continue to walk around and just look at all of the other plants that they have available for purchase. And you can see that in terms of plants, I went ahead and started looking for aglaonemas, like this aglaonema seafoam. Look at how beautiful this is. I love just the rounder leaf shape, and even the pastel green and speckles on this particular plant. You know, with aglaonemas, what I would even say about PlantCon Dallas is I really did see pretty much almost all vendors having at least one aglaonema variety. So that was super exciting. We can see that our campaign to popularize aglaonema is really going into full effect. If you are not a fan of aglaonema, I'm going to go ahead and utilize this this video, this social media platform, because number one, this is my video, so I can pretty much discuss whatever topics I want. And then number two, why not take advantage of the fact that if it's a PlantCon video, folks are going to watch it because they're interested to see the rare and uncommon plants. But I would have you guys take a look at aglaonema and say hello to Nigel at Boy Gardening. He was part of the Creator Collective, so we ran into each other. You know, it was an early morning for a lot of us that were part of the Creator Collective. So again, if you haven't already, please support the Creator Collective. It is the first time that PlantCon put a team of individuals to actually create content where there wasn't really a huge format or a schedule, which I really appreciate, because then it gives us the free flow to really make content that we're passionate about, that we're really, you know, that comes from an organic source where it doesn't feel like we have to do a certain type of script. So I really, really am honored to be part of the Creator Collective. Again, wanted to say shout out to the PlantCon organization for choosing me and having me be part of this amazing team. Now we're going to go ahead and just continue to walk around PlantCon. So as you can see, there are people starting to come in. If you were to ask me, if you're going to go to a PlantCon, I would invest in buying either VIP tickets or early access tickets, because you have access to actually buying a lot of the plants. And for those that might have some like social anxieties or don't do well with crowds, that is the best option, because the crowd is minimal. General admission, you will be waiting in line because again, we have so many plant lovers. So that would just be another tip I would say. Now, if you could see right over here, this is another international vendor that has fresh plants. These are Thai exotics. That's the booth. And you can see right here, Aglaonema Lotus Delight. And you know, when you think about FOMO is real, this is real for me. Even though I already have 3 Aglaonema Lotus Delights, this is $25. This is a fresh import, and I have had very good success with fresh imports. If you ever have any questions on how to acclimate them, please send me a comment on Instagram or a direct message, or even leave comments on this video. But $25 for an Aglaonema Lotus Delight is a really good deal, because typically these sell for about $80 to $100 if it is fully acclimated in the United States. So you can see that these are all Thai fresh imports. So there is an acclimation period. And I know that sometimes fresh imports get a bad rep, and a lot of that has to do with people's unrealistic expectations for a plant. And so let me just spend this time to talk a little bit more about fresh imports. Fresh imports means these plants have really gone through a rigorous process of making sure that all of the soil was removed. They went through lab testing. They went through making sure that they have no pests. They had to be uprooted from a soil substrate. They had to be moved from a Southeast Asian country or a tropical environment to be shipped about 10,000 miles into the United States, where they had to be repacked and also processed to make sure that these plants do not have any pests. So when you think about the travel time, the amount of stress that the plant receives, sometimes these plants take a little bit longer to bounce back. Or sometimes fresh imports just don't necessarily make it through, and that's really okay. So as long as you understand that if you are buying a fresh import, yes, you are getting premium cost-effective plant pricing, but also you have to understand that there is a risk that the plant may not necessarily make it. Sometimes you'll even have to just repropagate it and make sure that you get viable roots. So that's the reason why I feel like even going to PlantCon, and when people go crazy over some of these fresh imports and then they end up going to plant heaven, and then that kind of turns people off. Totally get it, because it is still money that you may potentially lose if the plant doesn't make it. But the rewards are huge, in my opinion, if you are able to successfully acclimate plants. A lot of it has to do with pure luck. Also has a lot to do with the actual seller, the health of the plant initially before it was actually shipped overseas, and just your care. Also, I would say the seasonality. So say if you're getting plants from overseas sometime in the winter months, that's probably not the best idea, because it is going to be traveling into the United States where you can get a lot of cold weather, and that's just not good for the plant. So a little bit of a blurb of that. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to send that in the comment section. Living and growing Texas. This is another plant vendor that I absolutely love. Mabuhay my kababayan. And so for those that don't know, again, I am a proud Filipino American, and whenever I see Filipino vendors vending at PlantCon or any plant shows, I definitely want to highlight them. A lot of these plants that we see do come from my family's home country, the Philippines. So the thought of actually growing plants indoors is really almost a Western type of thing, because these plants actually grow rampant outdoors, even in full sun in the Philippines, for instance. So just it's quite interesting. I remember taking a trip to the Philippines and visiting some family and just having a vacation, and we just had tons and tons of plants, variegated Alocasia, just growing out in the wild. Now over here, you can see that they have some many different types of plants, but one that I wanted to highlight, and again, it's FOMO for me, Aglaonema honey lime. She was actually selling this for such a good price, and I love the fact that it is in a 6-inch planter, but that 6-inch planter is super full, and I love it. I mean, who wouldn't want this neon, this neon, I wouldn't say variegated, but just neon coloration of this Aglaonema? Absolutely love it. And it is another one that I should have bought, but I was doing so well not buying a single plant while I was at PlantCon. I already spent all my money before I even got to PlantCon, because I pre-ordered my plants through Art Garden Flowers. Please make sure that you are following them on Instagram. And if you haven't checked out my PlantCon plant haul, that is a video where I talk about the plants that I received from PlantCon Dallas. Definitely check that out. But Living and Growing Texas has some really good pricing. I think it was like 5 for $20 for any of the plants that you're seeing right over here. So even if you are looking for just easy care plants, budget friendly plants, you can do that. And you can see, look at that Aglaonema Silver Bay. That always makes me happy when people buy those big box store Aglaonema, even at an international plant show like PlantCon. So we're going to continue to walk around here and look at some more of these plants.
Take a look at I Dig Bonsai. This is actually a really interesting plant booth just because it is offering bonsai. So for those that don't know what bonsai is, it is basically the traditional Japanese art of growing plants to be in the form of a miniature tree in a shallow container. You can see there are so many varieties. So I Dig Bonsai looks like they also get wild collected specimens to train them into bonsai. And for those that don't know, I absolutely love bonsai. It was actually something that I was really into as a kid. I remember getting into bonsai because I remember watching Karate Kid. Mr. Miyagi just really had me tuned into bonsai. And you can see there are many different types of bonsai. You can see that there are more of the tropical varieties. And this is the business card, I Dig It Bonsai. And this is all the contact information here. I will definitely be checking into I Dig Bonsai because that is a piece of art of growing plants that a lot of people may not be as into. I know that it's really nice to see something that is a little bit more unique in that sense, just to see more bonsai booths. So, you know, as far as PlantCon again, so a lot of people, the majority of plants you will see are typically the Aroids or tropical house plants or indoor tropical plants. But you can see right here, bonsai, these plants are going to need to be grown in an outdoor space, or at least the majority of them need to be grown in an outdoor space. Otherwise, you run into problems of just them not getting the ample amount of light. I love the fact that there are so many different varieties of juniper bonsai. So that's typically the easiest kind of bonsai or most common bonsai to get. I would love to get one as well. And again, I'm going to go ahead and plug this, but for those that don't know, I am actually part of the Bonsai Supply affiliate program. So if you go to thebonsaisupply.com, use my promo code GROWFOLD, you will get 10% off your entire purchase of bonsai supplies. Not sure if I Dig It Up Bonsai has a website as well with plant products. I would definitely encourage following them on their socials, on Instagram. But as you can see right here, we've got bonsai. And you know, one thing you want to look for with bonsai is you want to look for bonsai that have really good movement in the trunk, really elegant lines. And you know, that's just really nice that we have more bonsai booths popping up at PlantCon. And you know, for me, it is all about finding something that's a little bit more unique and different. And so the next couple of booths and vendors, I'm going to showcase all of the uniqueness of plants that they have to offer outside of the indoor tropical house plants, which are mostly what is trending at the moment. Plant foldies, we are now at Koke Garden, which is another, you guessed it, local Dallas-Fort Worth vendor based out here. And Koke Garden is another wonderful booth that I visited last year. I was able to see all of the beautiful kokedama. And for those that don't know, kokedama is another Japanese aesthetic of growing plants in a moss bowl. And to me, this is another way of home decor plant styling that we definitely need to venture out more. This one right here is an Aglaonema kokedama. I, again, got FOMO. I wish I would have bought this kokedama Aglaonema. That's something that I should have bought because it's such a beautiful presentation. You know, when you think about just modern aesthetics, look at how gorgeous this Aglaonema is. I'm not sure what the Aglaonema is, but I do love the fact that you get like a saucer to put it in. And to me, I'm definitely going to get in touch with the owner and the person that makes these kokedama. I think it is fabulous. And I just love the fact that she has these available. That's something that I want to get, is maybe some Aglaonema kokedamas. So we'll see what that looks like long term. Maybe I can do a collaboration with her. But again, for those that are not following Koke Garden, go ahead and follow Koke Garden on Instagram, because if you're looking for something that's a little bit more minimalistic, something a little bit more unique, something to really spice up your space in terms of home decor and really elevating your home's value interior wise, invest in kokedama. I mean, look at this beautiful anthurium right over here. And then in terms of just the plant care for kokedama, super easy. You just soak the moss bowl until it's you know, fully submerged, let it dry out, and you just wait till that moss bowl is completely dry. Now there is a really famous plant influencer content creator by the name of Benji Plants. He does kokedama, and you know, just to see beautiful works of kokedama like this anthurium here, I would definitely have bought the red anthurium, the pink anthurium, as well as the Aglaonema anthurium and added it into my collection. It definitely fits my home decor plant aesthetics. I really like to mix Japanese traditional aesthetics with a modern contemporary vibe. And you know, in terms of Benji Plants, as I was mentioning a little bit earlier, he has a really unique style of presenting beautiful plants, and one way is through kokedama. So if you were to ask me some of the more unique booths out at PlantCon, Kokedama Gardens or Koke Gardens is in the top 5 for sure, just because no one else in the PlantCon show had something like this, and I am a huge fan. So definitely check out Koke Gardens. I'm just gonna walk around here and just show you some of the more beautiful works that she has to offer. So in terms of Monstera, Philodendrons, Peperomia, Anthuriums, Christmas succulents, Dracaena, Sansevieria, Tradescanthias, Scheffleras, Ficus elastica, you know, Pachira aquatica, Philodendron hederaceum, so many different types of plants. And these are plants that we typically will either see at a big box store, but they're definitely not put in a beautiful artistic aesthetic like this. And you know, in terms of even just growing these kokedama on specific you know, saucers, the mood changes when you change the saucer. So again, it's one of those situations where I really did put a hard no in terms of just buying plants at PlantCon. Otherwise, I would have bought all of this up. I mean, take a look at this Syndapsis right over here. Now, plant foldies, if you love the kokedama you're seeing, please leave some positive comments for Koke Garden in the comment section for this YouTube video. And if you made it this far into the video, plant foldies. We've just got so many beautiful kokedama available, and now we're going to be looking at these. And you can see right over here, we have what they call the moss gallery. Over here, I like this as well because this is another Houston-based vendor, and they actually have different types of moss or terrarium enclosures as well as bonsai. And I remember seeing their booth out in Houston PlantCon as well as Dallas PlantCon. So if you want something a little bit more unique, that is another one that I would suggest as well, is going to the moss gallery right over here. This one is another unique bonsai vendor as well as moss vendor. So if you're looking for that type of aesthetic, definitely check them out as well. And you can see that there are just different types of terrariums too. This is another Houston-based vendor that specializes in garden plants and different unique plants as well. And again, this would be another vendor I would say is in the top 5 most unique booths out in the PlantCon Dallas. And the reason being is this particular vendor actually features a lot of interesting plants ranging from coleus plants. So we're going to be taking a look at that, but this is the information there. Definitely follow Grow Violet on Facebook and Instagram. Definitely support this local business out in Houston, Texas. I regret not buying one of the coleus plants that they have because she actually grows them into tree forms, which I think is really unique. And if, for those that don't know, coleus plants are often seen as plants as you know, a patio plant, but these ones right here are growing, and these are actually $40, but you can see that the trunks have gotten a little bit woody, so you can grow them into full-blown trees indoors. And yes, you can grow coleus plants indoors. The thing about coleus plants is they typically like to be in bright and direct light. Some of them can take full sun. You can call them the sun coleus. And over here we have an Alternatera purple prince, which I think is beautiful as well. So these are plants that are typically grown as an outdoor plant, but you can clearly see that these plants are thriving. These plants are looking beautiful. I love the shape, and there are many unique and different varieties of them. And what I love about coleus plants as well is that they're very easy to propagate. You can take a cutting, stick it directly into soil, and you have a brand new plant. So as far as the booth itself, Violet Growth is Growth Violet is actually a beautiful booth that I think, you know, if you don't go to a plant show like PlantCon, you often would not see these plants. I love the actual design, the setup. I was definitely drawn to it, and you know, it's still really fun to be able to go to a plant show where there's not a lot of people shopping just yet. So, you know, again, I have to say thank you to the PlantCon organization for having me be part of the Creator Collective to be able to do these detailed walkthroughs. Just know that this is part 2 of many episodes where I literally was filming all day the first day. I wanted to try to get as many hours of film to try to get as many vendors featured, because I truly believe that, you know, the spotlight really belongs to the vendors as well as the plants, the team behind PlantCon, and obviously the individuals that spend their time going to these shows. But I'm just going to go ahead and pan around here to show you all of the plants at this booth. I mean, look at how gorgeous these coleus plants are. Feel free to leave in the comments section below if you grow coleus or if you would be open to growing coleus like this. I definitely am. I actually have one coleus in a container that I have been growing, and it is eventually going to go indoors. I may end up braiding it and trying to make it into a full-blown indoor tree. It is another one that has just grown really well for me. The only thing about coleus plants, as far as plant care tips, you just need to make sure that you are watering them consistently. They do not like to stay dry for too long. And bright indirect light is best. They can get a little bit leggy, so if you prune them back, you can encourage more growth as well. But I love how this whole booth has lush and full plants. And you know what? The next time I go to a PlantCon next year, I definitely will be buying a coleus from this location as well as a kokedama from Koke Gardens, 150% sure. So again, Plant Foldies, if you want to support me on this channel in terms of, say, a monetary tip, you can always drop a super sticker or a super thanks, which is a way to support a content creator on YouTube in the form of a monetary tip. You can just press the $sign. That definitely helps out. And I did want to shout out a couple of Plant Foldies that gave super stickers. Angeline, thank you so much for such a gracious super sticker on the first video. David, for always bringing joy and really adding more people to the YouTube membership tier, the Super Plant Foldies. That is another way to grow our memberships, is by gifting others YouTube membership tiers. So thank you, David, for doing that. It has really helped grow the sustainability of this YouTube channel. But let's continue to walk around here. I did want to just pan around this coleus booth. What a beautiful booth. It also had some variegated hibiscus and some variegated plants that are quite unique, and I just love it. Love the uniqueness of this particular vendor as well. I have to feature Toltec Plants, one of the vendors that used to be based out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, but eventually moved to Florida. That is Big Leaf Jim. Hello, Big Leaf Jim. He is awesome as well. Make sure that you follow Toltec Plants on Instagram as well as Big Leaf Jim on Instagram. You can just see right over here, they have a lot of plants that are actually imported from their Thailand nursery. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the varieties. You already know, Plant Foldies, I will be looking at some of the Aglaonema. So this one is quite interesting. Some people will call this the Aglaonema flying squid, but this one is named Aglaonema medusa. Very interesting strap leaves, very narrow. It's just really funky. That one is for $95. So that's one of the more unique Aglaonema varieties. And what other varieties of Aglaonema do we have here? Now, all of these plants are fresh imports, meaning that you are going to have an acclimation period for them. My recommendation, and if you haven't seen my PlantCon Dallas haul, definitely check it out. It will show you how I unbox the fresh imports that I got and how I pot up my Aglaonema in a specific soil substrate. Basically, it's Classy Rabbit soil mixed with Fox Farm soil. Really good soil for particular Aglaonemas. Aglaonema Jaipon Suksum Christmas. What an interesting Aglaonema. It's a newer variety, and what makes it really interesting is if you look at how deep maroon the red is, this is one that I regret not getting from Toltec Plants because obviously it's got a unique reddish maroon tone, but it's super deep red color. And that's another one that, you know, you can never have enough Aglaonemas. Again, for those that actually grow Aglaonemas and post on social media, let's make sure we are using the hashtag popularize Aglaonema. Feel free to tag me on your Instagram post, anything of that nature. When it comes to Aglaonema, I will definitely reshare it on my Instagram profile, which is at GrowFolds. But as far as Toltec Plants, again, they have been to pretty much every single PlantCon that I've gone to, and you can just see the surplus of Aglaonemas that they have. They definitely have one of the largest selections of Aglaonema for sure, and I think it's because they have access to all of these varieties from Thailand. I mean, take a look at this one right here. This is an Aglaonema anyumanii tricolor. Love this one as well. And this one actually pushes out quite a bit of little babies when it comes to propagation. Aglaonema Red Army. I am in a search of getting another Aglaonema Red Army because mine ended up going to Plant Heaven. It is another beautiful Aglaonema. I really love the red striping on it, and it's just one that I feel like is a little bit harder to grow for some reason. Sometimes it just has opportunities in terms of its growth, but otherwise I feel like it's another one that definitely needs some attention in terms of popularity. I don't think a lot of people are growing the Aglaonema Red Army. Now you can also see that they've got lots of Epipremnum pinnatum mature forms and then even more Aglaonema. Look at this Aglaonema Comcom, which is basically a pink variety Aglaonema, but it's got a different pattern in terms of the pink. It could look similar to, say, an Aglaonema Red Valentine, Aglaonema Lady Valentine, but I actually have this one and it is a very nice looking pink Aglaonema. So for me, I just need to know whether you guys are actually open to growing Aglaonemas, or is this something that I'm just truly crazy about? Aglaonema Lotus Delight. We really love Aglaonema Lotus Delight right over here. This one is an Indonesian hybrid by Greg Hambali. He is a famous Indonesian hybridizer. One of my favorite Aglaonema, and I remember that Aglaonema Lotus Delight used to retail for like $600 when it first made it into the market back in 2020. And you can see right here, they've got a very nice looking Sunstress Hoya. So as far as Toltec plants, guys, definitely check them out. Definitely show some support by following their socials. And we're gonna continue to just showcase some of their plants here. Now we are going to the Wild Blossoms Collective, and this one is another, you guessed it, another Dallas-based vendor. So you can just tell that Dallas was well represented by local DFW vendors. Love that for us. Love the fact that we have such great representation. And Wild Blossoms Collective, actually, I spent quite a bit of time at this booth just because I did want to go ahead and feature some more Aglaonema. So hopefully you guys are still staying tuned, because the next vendor after this one will actually have the most expensive plants that I saw at PlantCon Dallas. So stay tuned for that. But for now, this local DFW plant vendor has an extensive collection of Aglaonema, but rather than them being fresh imports, you can buy the Aglaonema fully acclimated in soil substrates. So you can see right over here, one of my favorite Aglaonema, and it's interesting that this has become a little bit more popular. $54 for an Aglaonema Honey Lime. Beautiful green neon colored Aglaonema. And if you saw my plant haul, you will see that I have a lot of these different types of neon type Aglaonema. This one is an Aglaonema Green Papuma, beautiful coloration as well. So the greener varieties of Aglaonema tend to be a little bit easier to maintain, just because they can tolerate lower light conditions. In general, Aglaonemas can tolerate lower light conditions, but they really prefer bright indirect light. This one right here is another Aglaonema Honyang. I think that is what it's called. So this one is only for $20. That is actually a really good price for like a tricolor type Aglaonema. That is another one that I kind of regret not getting. But, you know, again, I don't mind getting my Aglaonemas from overseas because I tend to get even better pricing for that. The only drawback, again, is the fact that there is an acclimation period, and depending on whether the plant makes it or not, it just depends on the timing, the seasonality of the plant, the overall health of the plant when it was actually imported. But if you are looking to collect Aglaonemas, you can just buy them from a local seller like the Wild Blossoms Collective. This one is an Aglaonema Pink Barami. And you can see that it's actually grown in this pot for quite a while. You can even see that there is moss growing on the top of the soil substrate, which is kind of unique. And you can see right over here, we have more Aglaonema. So this one is a really nice looking Aglaonema. Let's take a look at that. That one is a Mahasati as well. Really love that neon yellowish color on the Aglaonema. Feel free to let me know in the comment section, Plant Foldies, what you think. And for those that are new to the channel, let me know what you think of Aglaonemas, if you're actually open to it, because I am capitalizing on the fact that PlantCon videos typically get pushed out by the algorithm, and just maybe I can convert some of you guys to have an open mind to possibly growing these. There is that campaign that I am trying to run called #PopularizeAglaonema. We need these to be more trending plants. I mean, look at this Aglaonema butterfly. Love it, love the veining. These are super easy plants. Again, they like fast draining soil that doesn't stay wet for too long. Water when the soil is completely dry, and that's basically it when you're dealing with Aglaonema. It's really not that challenging to grow them, and to me, that's really what I would love for people to know, is that Aglaonema are easy care plants and they don't really take much to grow. So as you can see right here, this is an Aglaonema pictum tricolor. It is another trending type of plant that some people really get into, but it is a little bit more of a challenging Aglaonema, or at least that's what people say. Mine actually grow like weeds, but you can see right here, it is such a joy to go see so many beautiful Aglaonema. Like this one right over here. Look at how pretty that is. And I am getting closer to doing a houseplant tour. Have no fear. My mother-in-law is helping me arrange my house and get it together. So stay tuned for that. And again, if you made it this far into the video, Plant Foldies, please make sure you are pressing the thumbs up or like button for this video. It definitely helps push this content out to more plant lovers like yourself. And it also helps just grow the community as well. I would definitely say, if you haven't already pressed the subscribe button, do that as well, because there is more PlantCon content coming out in the next couple of days. I'm really trying to hype up PlantCon because they gave me such a great opportunity to showcase a beautiful and wonderful plant show. So we are at Wild Blossoms Collective. This is a beautiful booth right here. Not only did she have a lot of Alocasias and different types of Aglaonema, there's a lot of Monsteras, succulents, and just really unique looking Philodendrons as well. So I'm just gonna go ahead and continue to pick up some plants and show you the selection here. To one of the premier plant booths at PlantCon. It's PlantZaddy Therapy. This is a beautiful booth with some super rare, uncommon plants, and I just love the selection. There's just so many to pick from. So we're just gonna go ahead and pan around here and look at the plants, and I'm just really excited because I finally get to see the elusive, super rare Monstera white monster. That one, or devil monster, I'm sorry, Monstera devil monster. monster, so you will actually see that in just a bit. That was the most expensive plant at PlantCon, but you can see we have a variety of different types of philodendrons, variegated alocasias, Hoyas, rare begonias, variegated anthuriums. This is again what you call international status in terms of international level of types of rare and uncommon plants. And this one right here, take a look at this Monstera devil monster. I think it was retailing or being sold for 12,000 US dollars. I would love to be able to get one of these Monstera, but I just don't have the funds. So again, Plant Foldies or anybody just wanting to send me a monetary tip for this video, drop a super sticker. I might be able to get this Monstera devil monster. Just kidding, but seriously, what a beautiful variegated Monstera. This one is still quite rare, although I will say the price for this one has gone down just a little bit. I would still say $12,000 is a lot of money for a plant. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section, Plant Foldies, if you agree, but to me it is still quite expensive. But as you can see right here, I'm just not even gonna go comment on the plants, because as you can see, we are just inundated with so many gorgeous variegated plants. Feel free to leave in the comment section what you think, and definitely follow the Instagram page for this booth, because you are getting some amazing plants. I mean, look at these gorgeous syngoniums. I am just in love with it, and I was really, this is another FOMO plant, variegated sea hibiscus. But what's interesting about this variegated sea hibiscus is it has flushes of pink. This would have made a perfect bonsai specimen. And so hopefully if Harry is at the another like plant show, I definitely want to get one of these. This is such an amazing looking plant, and I think it would be quite unique. I have one as well, but it is not one that pushes out pink variegation. Variegated sea hibiscus is a beautiful plant, and you can grow these indoors. They look like a great pre-bonsai as well. And of course, you already know, Plant Foldies, I will be using the Bonsai Supply soil. That is one of the best types of soil substrates, obviously for bonsai, or even to add as an additive for any of your soil mixes to make it a little bit more fast draining. So definitely use my promo code on thebonsaiSupply.com, GrowFolds10, for 10% off your entire purchase. But variegated sea hibiscus, let me know what you think in the comment section, and let's give some positive comments and love to this booth right over here. It was one of the more famous booths in the fact that it just had some very luxury level plants. I mean, these plants were selling for hundreds. These plants are definitely a rare plant collector's dream. here that we have just been graced with so many beautiful, rare, and uncommon plants by that particular booth. And now we're looking at Plantasy Garden. So Plantasy Garden is another Dallas, or actually not Dallas, I'm sorry, Houston-based vendor. I see Plantasy Garden everywhere, and they have really good value plants. They have so many different varieties of plants, rare and uncommon plants, budget-friendly plants, beginner-friendly plants, easy care plants. They've got it all. I love that they have certain deals for them. So we're just gonna go ahead and round out today's video with Plantasy Garden. Stay tuned for part 3, because you will be seeing some more plant foldies, some more interesting plants. But as you can see right here, $15 for these Aglaonema that are in these containers. This one is an Aglaonema Spring Snow. Beautiful plant. And with this particular Aglaonema, you do need to give it a little bit more bright light in order for it to have that white speckling. You'll get better coloration. It's same thing with the red or pink varieties of Aglaonema. They really need that bright indirect light to have the best coloration. But in terms of this particular vendor, they are super kind, and I was really happy that they actually had some special deals where if you buy a certain amount of plants, you ended up getting one free, and that's always a plus. But I am gonna go ahead and just pan over here. You can see that they have different types of variegated philodendron. They've got anthuriums, like this variegated philodendron violin. I would love to get another one of these as well. It is so pretty, and as the leaves mature, it's just gonna get even prettier and prettier, and we love pretty. So as far as these philodendron or variegated plants, again, you can find certain booths at PlantCon that have cost-effective and budget-friendly plant pricing. So it is a matter of just kind of scooping it out and just checking to see what plants are available. Some people will say that you get better deals on day 2, but the only thing about shopping and waiting till day 2 is that might actually hinder you from getting your wish list plant, because plants sell very, very quickly at PlantCon, and I totally get it. Aglaonema Airport, I love this one. I would have totally gotten it. I think it was $60. So it's basically a variegated Aglaonema Silver Bay. This one has tricolors though, so it doesn't only just have like the peach or albo colors. That is a beautiful specimen. I would have totally bought it. But again, I'm really trying to not spend a fortune, and that's the thing about PlantCon is you can easily spend a fortune out there because of all of the different varieties of plants. I'm really curious, actually, as you've watched through today's video, my part 2 of PlantCon coverage. How do you maintain a plant budget? Do you go over your budget? Like, I'd like to know everybody's thoughts. Aglaonema Manila's Pride. So this is another Aglaonema that is based from the Philippines, my family's home country. Love it. Aglaonema Manila's Pride. I definitely have one as well, and I just love the coloration of this particular Aglaonema. It's got really stable variegation, and the great thing about Aglaonema is when they start to mature, they actually push out little baby pups that makes it easy to separate from the mother plant, and you can propagate it. But as I round out today's video, I did just want to say again, kudos to everybody that made PlantCon International Dallas possible. This was one of the shows that I definitely wanted to go to and highlight. I was just really thankful again that I was chosen to be part of the Creator Collective. Hopefully I will be able to participate in more ventures that come with PlantCon, because I do believe that this brand is really growing at a rapid pace. But in terms of just the amount of joy and just the unity that happens with all of the people that go to these shows, it is definitely worth being part of this organization. So again, super thankful for that. And for those that want to continue to see PlantCon grow, and you feel like somebody needs to see this, definitely share this video with others, and also consider joining my YouTube membership tier. My name is Richie at Grow Folds. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and know I'll have another part for this later on.